Hi, Amos here. When I was in Tokyo recently at the last Fuji Avic Headphone Festival, my friends asked me, have you heard the Aurender Flow yet? And my answer was, well, who is Aurender and what is the Flow? And the answer, of course, is this thing here in the box. Originally called the V1000, it is listed as a portable DAC and headphone amplifier for audiophiles. And the Flow part, of course, comes from this wavy design. Anyway, it's quite a unique product, and I thought today I'd unbox it. As you can see, it comes in quite a large, chunky box with basic information on the front. And I admit I've cheated. I've already actually opened this one. Actually, this is not the top, this is the side. So I have to be careful here. As you see, it has the old V1000 logo on it. I don't know if current ones will say Flow, because this is closer to one of the originals, although a production version. It was to be called the Wave, but Bose had already trademarked that, so anyhow, opening up the box, and maybe I should put the logo the right way up. It comes first with a quick start guide. We have the Flow itself. It has optical and USB inputs, and it has control buttons if you plug it into an iDevice or computer or Android device, so it can control that using the buttons on the side. A headphone jack, of course, and the funky volume control with the screen in the middle. So there's your quick start guide. And of course, instructions for setup, which we shall see once you see all the parts are in there. Underneath, of course, is the Flow itself. And it comes with quite an attractive case, which is very handy for taking it places. Although, of course, it doesn't have any places to plug in the devices through the case. It's just a carrying case. And, well, we'll get that out first. Why not? This is the device itself. It is actually quite big and chunky and quite heavy. Excuse me while I flip that closed. So it is not a small, well, it's kind of on the limits of portable. I mean, it's very chunky, it's very heavy. If you see the USB 3 mini port there, you'll get an idea of how big and chunky it really is, especially the headphone jack. I mean, it's portable in the sense that it's got a battery inside mainly. It's not something you'd put in your pocket at all. It's more something you'd take with you to, put on the desk. Anyhow, we'll get into that in the review itself. Until then, I want to show you what's in the box. Of course, another big chunk of foam there. This is quite a large box, so we'll get that out of the way, make it easier to see everything else. And inside the box you get, well, quite a lot of accessories. I mean, this is quite deep, this box, to hold everything, which is why it was so chunky in the first place. You of course have a USB 3 cable, which is necessary for transferring music to and from the inbuilt SSD if it's included. And you have, if you want to, it doesn't have line out jacks. If you want to do line out, you have to use this or some equivalent, a headphone socket to RCA adapter. So we have that. We have what looks like a good quality optical cable. Of course, I've already opened this and given it a go. It looks like a reasonably good enough for 192K, though I haven't tested that. Again, that'll be in the review. And an OTG cable, on-the-go cable for Android devices, which you see there, and I hope the focus is playing well with me today with my Sony camera. I'm leaving the big one thing to last deliberately. A power brick, very almost Apple-like, but more sensibly with a nice fold-out plug. I'm not sure how it will turn out in other countries if there won't be some kind of adapter included. We shall see. Of course, a 6.5 to 3.5 adapter, necessary again. And last but not least, I've never seen this included in a device for a very, very long time. What's this, you say? It is a screwdriver. Yes, it is a standard Phillips screwdriver, and the reason for that is fairly straightforward. The Aurender Flow optionally comes with a built-in SSD, which, depending on the device, can be accessed by the computer and play back music at the same time. It doesn't work on iOS devices in that regard, but you can use it as music storage, essentially. It takes basically the Samsung SSDs the inside, and so, but to put the SSD in, of course, you need to 1, 2, 3, 4 remove 4 screws, and then it just fits in a slot in the bottom. So the optional one that it comes with is 1 terabyte, though any Samsung SSD, I think they come with 256, 512, and 1 terabyte of the options. You can just buy them off Amazon or whatever and put them in yourself if you don't need 1 terabyte of SSD storage. But that's a very handy, that's one of the main features of the Aurender Flow, is this ability, of course, to store music and play back music at the same time, depending on the operating system being used. But again, we'll get into that into the review. So that's the unboxing of the Aurender Flow, and I look forward to you watching my review of it.